Magician David Copperfield has announced plans to open his own theme restaurant. The theme, I don't deserve my girlfriend. In one of the most amazing stories to come out of New York's blizzard of '96, supermodel Claudia Schiffer trudged over a mile through waist-high snow this week in order to make it to a photo session. Even more amazing, she sleeps with this guy. This week, supermodel Claudia Schiffer broke up with magician David Copperfield. Later, a devastated Copperfield wandered out onto the street and was hit by a bus. This, according to the current issue of Things I Wish Really Happened. In other entertainment news, a religious group in Chile is trying to ban a new Claudia Schiffer film which features explicit lesbian sex scenes. According to the group, sex between two women is an abomination before God, almost as blasphemous as sex between a woman and David Copperfield. I don't know which is worse, which is more of an abomination. Julia Roberts told reporters this week that her marriage to Lyle Lovett has been over for some time. The key moment, she said, came when she realized that she was Julia Roberts and that she was married to Lyle Lovett. Christy Brinkley told reporters this week that her marriage to Billy Joel was over long before their divorce. The key moment, she said, came when she realized that she was Christy Brinkley and that she was married to Billy Joel. In a recent interview, Christy Brinkley suggested that football players should have special gloves connected to lights on their helmets. That way, when they catch the ball, you'll know who has possession. Read these and other interesting ideas in Christy's new book, I'm an Idiot. In Niagara Falls, Arthur Curley has been charged with trying to make his girlfriend swallow a small brass bear, then urinating on her and setting fire to the oxygen tube that she uses to treat her emphysema. Read all about this kind of relationship in the new book, Men Who Make Their Girlfriends Swallow Brass Bears, Urinate on Them, and Set Fire to Their Oxygen Tubes, and the Women Who Love Them. And in a recent interview, tenor Luciano Pavarotti says that he is so in love with his new girlfriend that he likes to run nude on the beach with her. Read all about this in this month's issue of Things That Make Me Vomit. That picture makes me vomit as well. Finally, in entertainment news, there are rumors that actor Don Johnson is dating 71-year-old San Francisco socialite Denise Hale. An observer who spotted the couple necking in a restaurant will have trouble getting an erection for the rest of his life. Well, newlyweds Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson had their first argument this week. He wants kids, while she wants fake kids. Only weeks away from parenthood, Pamela Lee Anderson and her husband, rocker Tommy Lee, are considering names for their new baby. If it's a girl, they'll name it after the mother and call it Pamela. And if it's a boy, they'll name it after the father and call it Lucky Bastard.
I was reading Pamela Anderson is married. That's in the news.
That's right. That's technically in the news. Yeah, to rocker Tommy Lee.
And she's pregnant.
Yeah.
She's going to have a baby, and they say if the baby's a girl, they're going to name it after the mother, so they call it Pamela, right? But if the baby's a boy, then they're going to name it after the father. They're going to call it Lucky Bastard.
She told it with such joy.
I know.
That's told with such joy and commitment. That alone will get you an Emmy.
Straight to the heart. I went a long time acting like I was a broken apart by you. Mrs. Johnson.
Oh, my God, I think he broke my nose!
Oh, Tommy, you know this is a movie, right?
Oh, a movie! Yes! I forgot! Oh, I don't know what happened. I'm sorry there. Hey, amigo, no hard feelings, huh, buddy? Oh, man, I'm sorry, baby. You know, I just love you so much. You know, it just gets me crazy, you know?
Hey! Hey! Get your freaking hands off my wife!
Me and your wife, we were just acting, right? Tell him, honey.
Honey?
No, no!
So it wasn't a studio crowd-pleasing effect. It was never aimed at the studio audience, you know. It was always aimed just directly at me. I just what I knew was funny.
Last week on Larry King Live, Marlon Brando made the shocking statement that Hollywood is, quote, run by Jews. In response, outraged Jewish organizations made it snow in New York in April. Native Americans in upstate New York are trying to block plans to build a Kmart on the site of a Mohican burial ground. In addition, they were upset to learn that sales at this particular Kmart will be announced, "Attention Kmart savages." 3 years ago, an 11-year-old British schoolgirl put a message in a bottle and tossed it into the Atlantic Ocean. Well, this week, she was astounded to receive a reply from halfway around the world. Sadly, the reply read, "You're 11, what are you wearing?" While in the hospital, Michael Jackson had his room specially decorated with 2 huge photos of Shirley Temple. But don't get the wrong idea here. Michael Jackson is a homosexual pedophile. He is... In Falls City, Nebraska, John Lotter has been sentenced to death for attempting to kill 3 people in what prosecutors called a plot to silence a cross-dressing female who had accused him of rape. Now, this might strike some viewers as harsh, but I believe everyone involved in this story should die. Brooklyn man crossing an expressway on Monday was hit by at least 10 cars. According to police, the man's body was spread over a 2-block area. Police also reported that various organs were flattened on the road and that his spine had been ripped out of his torso. The man is currently resting in stable condition at St. Mary's Hospital. Frank Sinatra turned 80 this week. Frank Sinatra. And although the singer is said to be suffering from Alzheimer's, he had a typically festive birthday, singing a duet with a hooker and having sex with Tony Bennett. Probably going to end up in Jersey with a meat hook up my ass, but it was a good joke. Here we see the president and the first bitch. Hey, slow down, you bitch. Let me catch up. In Whitewater News, federal regulators quizzed Hillary Clinton at the White House this week and gave her a perfect score on the lying section. She's a dirty liar. Admitted Brinkley, there was certainly nothing uncreative about the way you moved Vince Foster's body. The president's a murderer. You didn't know that? Thanks, I'm Norm MacDonald, and now the fake news. Well, it is finally official. Murder is legal in the state of California. A down-and-out O.J. Simpson, depressed that all of his money-making ideas have failed, has decided to go back to doing what he does best, killing people. O.J. Simpson was in a different courtroom this week, attempting to regain custody of his 2 children. In order to prove to the court how much he loves his kids, O.J. pointed out, quote, "Hey, they're still alive, aren't they?" be more likely to vote if they could send in ballots by mail or if polls were open longer. Also, more women would vote if you were permitted to bake your vote. They like to bake. In Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a man allowed his 8-year-old daughter to take the wheel of his car, and an accident ensued that damaged 7 other cars and injured 6 people, which once again proves my theory: women can't drive. Please note that the percentages in these pie graphs do not add up to 100% because the math was done by a woman. For those of you hissing at that joke, it should be noted that that joke was written by a woman. So, no, I'm just kidding. We don't hire women.
Mike Wallace was a great friend.
I lived down the hall from a woman who had Alzheimer's, and her son just stopped visiting her, and she took the notion that I was her son. This was when I was a young man. She took this notion that I was her son, and she had a bleak apartment. No, it was empty usually, and so what I started doing, I would get pictures from the store. You know, they came in the, you know, the picture would come in the frame, and I would put the picture down, and then that would spark something. That woman go, that must be my son. You see what I mean? And I would just put things all over, and I put a ring one time on her finger.
Now,
So
was this supposed to help her, or you were just playing with her? You were just screwing with her?
Both. It was to help her and to entertain myself. And in a way, when you think about it, isn't that what we all do in life?
That's a lovely upbeat message to end on. You know, if you need kicks, find a person with Alzheimer's and fuck with them. For her amusement and yours. It's a lovely message to go out on.
Yeah, we can't go out on that.
I think so.
Why?
Mike was a grand guy. I said, he had dementia at the end. And that's funny to you, huh? You know, McDonald, I want to tell you.
No, it's a very odd thing to say.
If you're looking to broaden your horizons, I don't think it's wise to laugh
No, because
at
you
someone
just
who
said-
had dementia.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing that you said.
He was
you
the best.
just said.
I loved him.
Mike
It was
Wallace was a
sad.
great guy. He had
was-
dementia at the end.
It was sad that he had.
You didn't
Why
say
is
it
that
was sad.
funny?
You said it as if that's what made him a great guy, was his raging dementia.
You're not hearing things well.
So how
You're not
did
hearing
you,
things
So
well.
how did you?
I made a face like it was sad. Not that he was great because of dementia. You get older, you start to get a little short term. But I remember things from 10 years ago like that.
Yeah.
Don't you have, you could remember things from childhood?
Yes.
I remember the street, walking down the street, remember my friends. You have terrible?
Yeah, terrible.
I had a good memory.
He can remember like when he was a kid, but he can't remember murdering that prostitute last night.
You can go to jail for that. It's a whole new law.
I've been told.
How old was she?
I don't remember.
Well, the U.S. Olympic Committee announced that both Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding will go on to the Olympics in Norway next month. However, in light of the recent events, Harding will be sent immediately to the penalty box for high sticking. In any event, the Nancy Kerrigan story continues to fascinate America. Here with a comment is Update correspondent Norm MacDonald. Norm?
Thank you. Well, like all of you, I was absolutely horrified by the assault on skater Nancy Kerrigan last week. No one could possibly condone the idea of clubbing a young woman on the knee like that. But on the other hand, does anyone really like figure skating? The person or persons responsible for this mindless attack should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. But it does seem like figure skating is on TV way too much. Now, I, for one, am beginning to feel that this brutal assault is more than an isolated incident. Our society is rapidly falling apart. And this attack is just another symptom, like that Brian Boitano guy. I mean, what the hell's the story with him? You know, if he's such a good skater, why didn't he just play hockey? In any case, I think it's time that we come together as a society and make it clear that we're not going to tolerate thugs solving their problems with violence. And we're not going to tolerate TV executives who make us watch hours and hours of figure skating when there are good hockey games not even being televised. Now, I'm not going to get into that age-old argument of which is worse, violence or figure skating. I mean, that's not going to solve anything. They're both unacceptable and they should be eliminated. And then maybe one day we'll live in a world where we can walk our streets without being terrorized, and we can watch our TVs without seeing that Brian Boitano guy hopping around. Thank you, Kevin.
Norm MacDonald, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Whitewater continues to dominate the headlines and is the subject of tonight's homophobic perspective. Here is update correspondent and homophobic guy, Norm MacDonald. Norm?
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. First of all, let me say I have nothing against homosexuals. I think homosexuals are no better or worse than any of the rest of us. I just happen to be afraid of them. It's no big deal. Now, I'm here to talk tonight about this so-called Whitewater scandal. You know, unless you've been living in a cave for the past year, I'm sure you're familiar with every tedious and confusing detail. Does the media really believe that the American people even care about some land deal that took place over 15 years? Hey, Kevin, can you give me a little room here?
What?
I'm trying to do this Whitewater thing, you know, you're kind of close.
You're sitting exactly where all the update correspondents sit, Norm.
Oh, is that right, huh? Well, that works out good for you then, doesn't it? Wonder who came up with that policy, huh? Anyways, my point is that I think it's about time the media began giving the same kind of coverages to issues like health care. Did you just move closer to me?
What? No.
It looks like you're closer.
No, Norm, I'm in precisely the same place. Now just get on with your editorial.
Hey, maybe we should share a chair. Is that better for you? We could sit in the same chair? Maybe that'd be better. Save on chairs. That could be your new policy. Man. Anyways, the media, I have always felt, should not shape public sentiment, but rather reflect it. And I think that in the case of Whitewater, the public is saying loudly and clear, can I help you?
What?
Is there something I can help you with?
No, look, Norm, okay, I've had about enough of this, all right? So why don't you just do me a favor and finish your editorial, please?
All right, hey, maybe you could do me a favor, too. How'd that be? Maybe you could gaze lovingly into somebody else's eyes for 5 seconds. Would that be all right? Anyways, the media has always served an important role in this society, and that has been the role of watchdog. But who, I ask you, who is watching the watchdog? I mean, we all know who's watching my crotch, right? It's Buddy Boy over here, but no president has ever undergone the intense scrutiny that Bill Clinton has. I wonder how well any of us would fare if our lives were placed under the magnifying glass. I thought you were married or something.
I am married. But look, Norm, I've had it. Obviously, you're implying something about my sexuality, and why don't you just come right out and say it?
No, I'm not implying anything. I'm talking about Whitewater. I'm not implying anything. Why don't you just go over some of your fake news, and I'll finish up here.
No, I don't think so, pal. Just say what you have to say in my face. Be a man.
I am a man. I'm a man. I'm a man. I am a man. I'm just saying that you're kind of that way, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but you prefer your own gender, that's all. You partake of the love that dare not speak its name, right? That's all right. That's no problem. I mean, you find the idea of being with a woman abhorrent to your very core. That's okay. You know, you're homosexual, right? You're gay. I mean, you're a gay man, right?
No.
No. Methinks thou doth protest too much.
Look, why don't you just leave?
Fine with me.
Norm MacDonald, everybody. Michael Jackson was in a Denver courtroom this week. He's being sued by a woman who claims the pop star stole her song Dangerous. Here with a comment is update correspondent Norm MacDonald. Norm, what do you got?
Thank you, Kevin. Well, I'm getting sick and tired of people attacking Michael Jackson, impugning his integrity and damaging his reputation. I don't believe a word of it. Now, I'm not saying that Michael Jackson is perfect, far from it. He may well be guilty of methodically seducing a string of young boys. I'll give you that. But Michael Jackson is no plagiarist. It's just not in his character. Now, let's look at the facts. This 40-year-old woman claims that Michael stole her song. Now ask yourself, where would Michael Jackson come into contact with a 40-year-old woman? He hangs out with young boys. He's a child molester, for God's sakes. It's ridiculous. And I, for one, am getting tired of people dragging his name through the mud. But this woman apparently wants to make a few bucks, and she doesn't care who she hurts in the process. Isn't it odd that she's the only one who's ever accused Michael of song stealing? That we've never heard this accusation from anyone close to Michael? Like his maids and butlers and bodyguards and the children he regularly has sex with? Isn't that a little odd? But I guess the facts don't matter very much in the dirty little game of character assassination. You see, even if Michael is vindicated in court, as I'm sure he will be, he'll always carry this with him. He'll no longer be Michael Jackson, the child-molesting superstar. He'll be Michael Jackson, the song stealer. I feel sorry for Michael. But you know who I feel more sorry for? Is the children. The children around the world who look up to Michael as a role model, who performs original material and sometimes has sex with them. Maybe they are the real victims of this frivolous lawsuit. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Norm.
Allegedly.
Norm MacDonald, ladies and gentlemen. I think we know the alleged thing.
I'm going to go see Howard Stern and talk to him on the radio.
Oh, what's going on, man? Anything new?
Just what I told you. I just fucking told you.
So you just here to hang out?
No, I told you word for... You have it on tape. Why are you asking me?
So you're here to talk to Howard.
I'm here to... What did I say? I'm here
Anything
to...
in particular, though?
No. There was an article about Artie.
Oh, in Rolling Stone. Oh, that thing.
Oh, you know about this shit?
Yeah.
You read the Rolling Stone article and you thought
It's
you'd
the
tell us?
fucking weirdest fucking thing I've ever read in my life.
Do you think it's a negative article or do you think it's a positive article?
That's the best article he's ever read about.
They had an age-old debate about this fucking article.
Well, let me ask you something.
This is the only art. Listen, if you read an article about an entertainer, I think this is history. This would not. I have never read an article about an entertainer where the entertainer is described as a liar. You don't see that like if they're doing a piece on fucking Elizabeth Taylor.
Right.
Not only is Elizabeth Taylor lie to people. What? You go, what?
But let me ask you
I thought I was reading about a fucking comic. What?
Norm, let me ask you a question. There's a school of thought, which I share,
Yeah.
that, Artie's book is about his
And
drug.
then she goes like, there's other shit where she goes like, he's a fucking guy that's like, kind of like these two dead guys. Andrew Dice Clay, obese, tragic clown. Like, that's a phrase. There's no phrase with obese in it. I've heard tragic clown. She tries to throw that in as if that's the phrase.
Well, I know Artie...
Obese, tragic clown.
And then I'm like David Sedaris, which is great.
No, all of a sudden she goes, I guess I'll make him a fruit. What the fuck is that? First,
So you didn't like the article?
he knows, because he knows.
Understand it.
What? I didn't like the article.
You didn't like the article?
It's the fucking worst article I've ever read. This ain't no puff piece. Listen, let me tell you about. You know show business.
Yeah.
You got your puff pieces.
Yes.
And then if it's not a puff piece, what is it? Inevitably,
It's a shitty
hatchet
piece.
job.
Yeah, hatchet job, right.
Fucking hatchet job.
But let me ask you something.
This is horror.
You're working up Artie into a sweat, but can I give you the opposite point of view?
He's just funny. I think he's funny.
Norm.
Not being funny. I think it's shit article.
Artie is in Rolling Stone, which is exciting.
Yeah, because they come and they go, hey, man, we like you. Hey, I know these motherfuckers. Hey, we
Artie
like you. I mean, they're obviously not going to go, hey, man, we're going to fucking call you an obese clown. Here, can we take your picture?
Do you ever,
by the way,
did this ever happen to you?
Artie, why do you have a fucking sign saying no photography fucking equipment allowed in my apartment?
The picture was not good in your opinion? Yeah.
No, the picture, I don't know.
Norm.
Norm MacDonald is threatening Seth Simons on the...
What does he say?
So Seth Simons goes, same energy, and he posted a picture of the Joker and Donald Trump, which is like...
Shut. Oh my God.
You fucking loser.
And fucking Norm MacDonald wrote, hey, you fucking piece of shit. It's you that's the Joker, a failed stand-up that kills someone who got a TV show. I cannot wait to meet you, and I will.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
That is awesome. Norm's just like, fuck you, bitch. Fuck.
I used to really have problems with handsome people, like Friends, you know, it would bother me so much. I watched Friends and then I said, fuck, these are the funniest, super handsome people ever. I'll give that to them, you know what I mean?
Who are you guys?
It's probably harder if you're so fucking handsome.
I think I heard Matthew Perry once in an interview. I think he basically said he invented sarcasm. I think he said that. Norm was on Saturday Night Live. Norm tells the best fucking stories about some of those celebrities that went through there. And Matthew Perry had an assistant and said, you know, he said to Norm, Matt wants to do a sketch that he wants you to be in where he talks like he does on Friends. He calls it Matt speak. And Norm said, what are you talking about? He goes, well, you know, he invented a way of talking, the way he talks on Friends, Matt speak. And he showed him a clip and Norm said, are you talking about sarcasm? Matthew Perry called sarcasm. He renamed it Matt Speak.
Hilarious.
And Norm goes, you're talking about sarcasm?
What about the black-eyed couple?
They should have just said to him, oh, that was really good.
I think one of the younger writers said, I think Matthew Perry's a genius. And I think that's what it was. And Norm said, is he good at math or something?
Excuse me, is this Sarcasm 101?
No, it's Lamaze class for men named Arthur.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'm kidding. It is Sarcasm 101. Be more gullible. Take any seat you want.
Thanks.
Except that one.
Oops.
I'm kidding. Sit down.
It's really hard to tell.
Thank you. Oh, in class, whoever parked in my space, thank you. I enjoyed the walk.
You're welcome.
Yeah, there's nothing like an hour in the rain.
Oh, wait. Oh, I get it. You're saying that because you don't want him to park in your spot.
Very good. You win the trip to Jamaica.
Hey, wait a minute. You didn't say there's a prize.
Wow, could you be any stupider? Okay, last week's assignment was how you would describe the food in England. Jane.
Oh, the food is so good there.
Kevin.
When my dad eats, he sounds like a pig.
No, that couldn't be more wrong.
But...
And just so you know, Kevin, I don't like it when you say things.
My dad's from England.
See, I see your mouth moving and I hear all these sounds, but it's just like coming out like, woo, 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 my dad, my dad. Okay, quick pop quiz for everybody, okay? You walk into a bar and you see a fat, ugly, disgusting guy in the corner. You turn to your friends and you say what?
Could he be any larger?
Could he be any uglier?
He looks like my dad.
Whoa, Kevin, try again.
He looks a great deal like my dad.
I don't see what's so funny.
There's a shocker.
I nominate Marissa for class president because of her incisive wit.
Hey,
You people just don't know when to stop.
why don't you cry about it?
I want to take a bath with Marissa. I mean, that is to say, could I want more to can I take a bath with Marissa? Or...
My teaching assistant.
She was faking?
Catch on slower.
Hey! I don't think she's really a student.
Be a bigger moron.
Can I still take a bath with you, or?
Another Norm joke, but he sort of, again, that area pisses him off as much as it does us. He was at an SNL after party. This is, to me, was put perfectly. I'm not going to say the comic's name because, I don't know, permission from Norm. But anyway, Harvey Weinstein was holding court. He was talking about, he had seen that scene of alternative comedy, and he had seen somebody that everybody, was kind of, at that moment, was the king of that. That's all. And, Harvey Weinstein, I've been seen him at work. He's a very obnoxious, he just yells shit out that he thinks is brilliant, like Stephen Wright jokes or something. Right. You can't have everything. Where would you put it? Stuff like that. So he goes, he says this guy's name, and Norm's sitting there. He's on with Lorne and everybody, and and Harvey Weinstein says this person's name and goes, I think Sons is a genius. And then he looks at Norm and goes, Norm, what do you think? And Norm goes, is he good at math or something? And it's like, okay, the ballsy part is now Weinstein looks like an asshole. And people are like, Lauren, and from that moment on, one of the most powerful guys in the world hates with a passion, Norm MacDonald.
Now it is time for me to get famous through the computer. Trick shot videos are all over the internet. Millions of people have checked out the latest from 12-year-old Johnny Sullivan from Iowa.
I'm gonna try to hit the jug off the pole blindfolded.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good, huh? No. And he got 250,000 hits. I can easily beat that, obviously. I went out this afternoon with a camera crew. You know what that means? Field piece. Hey, I'm going to make a viral video. Look at that American flag up there on the moon. That was very impressive until you realize one thing. It was fake. Let's do some real ones. In my next viral video, I'm going to have one of my writers come up, and I'm going to throw it to him. In a car. Remind me, I have to introduce myself to the writers. Blind throw to one receiver. Here we go, blindfold. Ready, set, hey! 1, 2, 3, 4. YouTube, call it MeTube. There's two important things to a trick shot. One, the trick shot itself, and two, the thing you say right after. Would you like a receipt with that? Bury me in baking soda. I'm on fire. Did it go in? It's about time. It's about space. It's about two men in the strangest place. Ah! My best catchphrase combined with my worst throw. Move over, baby with infectious laugh. Oh, no! Oh, baby, with an infectious laugh, we'll still be getting many more hits. Well, unfortunately, we didn't get one, or did we? With only 5 minutes left in the shoot and dusk coming at us, let's take a look at what happened. Watch this one. I bet you weren't expecting that one, God. That is going up on the computer right now, and we want to beat that little kid. We want 250,000 hits. The rest is up to you. Send us your trick shots and don't waste any time if you don't have a great catchphrase to go with us. Back sports.
You say there's no way we could go back, and that I've broken what we had. Oh, I wish that you would come around. No.
That could go viral.
You made up. I may go viral.
Daniel
but you made up for
Kellison.
the one before that.
That goes viral. Daniel Kellison makes a lot of money.
Off of my idea?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
All right. Well, this is exciting. Thank you, and welcome to the American Music Awards. This is exciting. I'm not actually in music, so let me introduce myself. To those of you who don't know me, I'm Norm MacDonald. For those of you not familiar with me, thank you very much. I am the biological child of Melissa Etheridge and Norm Crosby. So if you want to... Well, that's the big story in music news right now. Melissa Etheridge asked her friend David Crosby to be the biological father of her children. And you know, this was a new experience for David Crosby. Usually when David Crosby picks up a turkey baster, there's a turkey in the vicinity. That's right. He's a fat guy. But this is the 27th Annual American Music Award. It's the first American Music Award of the new millennium. And we're setting a... Yeah, very exciting. Very exciting. And we're setting a big record here tonight. Three straight hours of ABC programming without Regis. So that's kind of exciting. You know? You know, before I did the show, I never realized how much work it took to put on a production like this. Check it out. They spent 2 months building all these incredible sets. They had to coordinate 14 live music acts. And most impressive of all, they had to find a seat filler for Jennifer Lopez. She's got a... What the fuck was that? Now, maybe you guys are right. Maybe she doesn't have a gigantic ass. I stand corrected. Well, it's been quite a year in music, though. Let's look back. A lot of classic songs have been covered this year, haven't they? Lenny Kravitz did American Woman. Dwight Yoakam did Crazy Little Thing Called Love. And Barry Manilow released an album entitled Manilow Sings Sinatra. And I'll tell you, it is a great CD, or as I like to call it, it is a great coaster. I like to throw my drinks on that. It's not a good CD at all. And you know, with everyone so obsessed with their careers nowadays in music, you know what I mean? Here's a kind of a nice story. Celine Dion is retiring from music to try to start a family, you know? And I think she's serious about it, because I just saw her backstage chasing David Crosby with a bucket and a copy of Swank. So I think she's serious about it. Well, we've got a big show, so let's get it going. Yeah. Here are our first presenters. As Dr. Fraser Crane, he's achieved stardom in TV, and with hits like Come to My Window and Angels Would Fall, she's achieved stardom in music. But they have one thing in common. They both love the ladies. Please welcome Melissa Etheridge and Kelsey Grammer. Thank you. We're back here to present the award for the favorite country album. Our Shadazy, an interesting thing about the name Shadazy. Do you realize that the name Shadazy comes from the Native American word for my sisters? It's kind of like that other Native American band Chumbawamba, which means thanks for that one song. Ladies and gentlemen, Shadazy, right here. Okay, folks, before we continue, I have an announcement from the management. Would the owner of a Glock 9 with the inscription "Too Puffy with Love" please pick up your gun? It's at the hospitality suite. Well, 1999 was a big year for Latin musicians, and Atlanta Braves pitcher John Rocker thinks they all suck. He especially hates our next performer, and has never bought any of his 13 consecutive #1 Latin singles or any of his 17 million albums he sold. So if you're watching now, John Rocker, be a good time to hit the can. For the rest of us, here he is, Enrique Iglesias. That's a coincidence because I did that song in a karaoke bar the other night. That's one of my favorite songs. I was just talking to Dre backstage. I don't know if he's a real doctor, but he did prescribe me some stuff. So I don't know. There he goes. And that leads us to our first special merit award of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, for nearly 30 years, our next presenter toured the country with his band, the Grateful Dead, playing guitar to sold-out arenas of tie-dyed hippies. That's right. Please welcome the late, great Andy Garcia. Well, I'll tell you, it's nice to be back on stage out here. You know, I don't want to say my dressing room is small, but Tommy Lee just dropped by to visit. He shook hands with Carmen Electra. He blew out a wall. He's got a huge, anyway. And now to present tonight's next award. Real singers, country music stars Trace Adkins and Montgomery Gentry. Oh, well, thank you, folks. Exciting. I didn't know the Judds were back together. Did you know that? I just saw them. I just saw the Judds backstage. Yeah, you're big Judds fans? I just saw the Judds backstage chasing David Crosby around with 6 mason jars and a ham sandwich tied on a fishing pole. I don't know what it means. Our next presenters are talented young stars who became overnight sensations with their brilliant debut albums. And if I can take this moment to offer a little friendly advice, kids, whatever you do, when you put out your second albums, don't suck. Please welcome Tal Bachman and Britney Spears. Yeah, Savage Garden. That was great. He didn't seem as savage tonight as usual to me, but that might just be me. You know, folks, it's time for our next presenters, and for a long time there's been a rivalry between West Coast rappers and East Coast saxophone players. But tonight they have put their differences aside to be here. Please welcome Warren G. and Kenny G. Our next performers took their name from the nickname of their home state. They picked Lone Star because the other nickname for Texas was already taken by that other band, Alabama. Ladies and gentlemen, Lone Star. Well, you all know our next two presenters. When he was on the show Silver Spoons, he went by the name of Ricky. But now he's all grown up on NYPD Blue, and he prefers to be called Big Ricky. She is an exceptionally gifted singer and songwriter by the name of Amy Grant, although she also prefers to be called Big Ricky, oddly enough. Ladies and gentlemen, big hand for Big Ricky Schroeder and Big Ricky Grant. Thank you, folks. I'm really happy to save the 90s Artist of the Decade Award for me to present. I have been a huge country music fan my entire life, and I'm a big fan of this guy. In case you don't know, there's been no need for voting on this one at all. The record stands by itself. Look at these statistics. The fastest selling artist in history. 4 albums, sold more than 10 million copies each. Over 95 million albums sold in all, more than any other American recording artist. By acclamation, the 90s Artist of the Decade, Garth Brooks. Together 3 of the hottest top 10 singers, and we put them together on this stage to participate in a bare-knuckle fight to the death. Here are Tyrese, Jessica Simpson, and Julio Iglesias Jr. That's it, folks. Good night. Thank you very much. I'm very excited to be here, you know, and I was asked to host the ESPYs this year. Yeah, hi, that's my name, Espen. When I was asked to host the ESPYs this year, folks, I said yes immediately for one reason and one reason only. This show has interns. I'll be having little improper relations backstage a little later. But man, it's great to be here at the 6th annual ESPY Awards. Hard to believe, huh, that the ESPYs are 6 years old. Although Anthony Mason swears they're 18. So, yeah, he'll be having sex with the ESPYs in about 12 years. So, I was a little late here tonight. I took the cab to the theater, folks. And I don't know if you've ever been in these New York City cabs, but I got one of those cabbies, couldn't speak English, you know. Saw his name there on the dash. I couldn't even pronounce it. I think it was something like Hideki Arabu. I'm like, Arabu's been having some trouble, man. They fired his translator. Steinbrenner fired his translator. And people see that as cruel, you know, but I don't know, you know. I mean, if you're not doing well in Yankee Stadium, you know, do you really need a translator? Do you want that, you know? You know? Hey, what'd they say? They say you suck. You should go back to Japan, you dirty foreigner. Okay, I got it. I'm trying to pitch over here. It's great to be here on ESPN. I love sports, man. Man, you can see sports on ESPN you don't see on other networks. You know, like kickboxing. That's my favorite sport. Kickboxing is great. When you think about it, it combines the style and grace of boxing with kicking. This seems kind of immature. Just backstage, a lot of celebrities back there, man. I was talking to Jerry Jones, you know, the Cowboys owner, and he's disappointed, obviously. Yeah. Well, he's a good guy, though, man. He's talking about rebuilding the team, you know. And he told me, he says, we have to get back to what made us a championship team. Strippers and crack. Hey, have you heard about this? Ted Turner and NBC plan to start their own rival football league to compete with the NFL. And not much known about the specifics of this new league, except for this, it will suck. They know that. So they might have trouble, getting advertisers when we know it will suck. And of course, congratulations to the Denver Broncos for winning the Super Bowl. How about that? Denver did great, There he is. I love the Denver fans, because for one thing, they don't wear food on their heads. That's nice. And they had a wild celebration in Denver after that Super Bowl, man. And now city officials expect an even wilder celebration if the Nuggets win 10 games this year. They say they're going to... say the whole city's going to go nuts. Yeah, the Nuggets are having a bad year this year, man. Matter of fact, they're making a film about the team. They got a pretty catchy title. It's Black Men Can't Jump Either. Well, NBA All-Star Weekend over. That was exciting, man. The East beat the West. Jeff Hornacek won the three-point shootout. Houston's Clyde Drexler and Cynthia Cooper won that exciting two-ball thing. And Charles Barkley won the throw a guy through a plate glass window contest. So that was quite a game, I mean, who impressed me the most yesterday was Kobe Bryant. Unbelievable. This guy's amazing. 19 years old, the youngest starter ever in the All-Star game, and he played so well that today he was named spokesman for NBC's new public service campaign called Screw It, Who Needs College? Of course, the biggest story in basketball, no question about it, Michael Jordan may retire. Yeah, Michael Jordan may retire after this season, and it's terrible news for Bull fans, but it is terrific news for golf hustlers. They're happy about it. But Jordan is very serious, though, about leaving. In fact, he's already called the Hall of Fame to make sure that his plaque bears his basketball nickname, Air Jordan, and not his baseball nickname, Senior Crappy. That would just be disrespectful, Well, how about them Winter Olympics? They're finally underway, so we've got a lot of great stuff to look forward to the next 2 weeks, like hockey and, well, just hockey, really. I was watching last night, I saw speed skating, and my goodness, could the outfits they wear be any tighter? Holy Lord. There was an East German woman, I swear, you could see the outline of her entire penis. It was... Oh, my goodness. Well, there's all kinds of sports celebrities in the audience tonight. I see Tiger Woods right there. Tiger Woods, how about that, huh? Yeah, he's up for golf. Of course, he's up for Golfer of the Year this ESPYs. And you know who I feel sorry for, folks, is the other two guys nominated for Golfer of the Year. You see these guys getting ready, it's like, hey, honey, have you seen my tuxedo? No, not the good one. The one I wear when I'm going to get my ass kicked. Have you seen that one? Boomer Esiason is with us. Boomer. How you doing, buddy? Boomer, of course, will replace Frank Gifford on Monday Night Football next season. And Frank told reporters that this will allow him to spend more time with his wife and children. Then he broke down and cried for 45 minutes. So. And there's Charles Woodson. How about that? What a season he had. Great, man. He became the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. And congratulations, Charles. That is something that no one can ever take away from you. Unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case, all bets are off. Just a word of advice. Folks, before we can begin handing out our awards tonight, we must look.
Live from Toronto at the Sony Centre, it's the 4th Annual Canadian Screen Awards with your host, Norm MacDonald, featuring Martin Short, Jay Baruchel, Rick Mercer, Emily Van Camp, Eugene Levy, Jacob Tremblay, Catherine O'Hara, Christopher Plummer, and Donald Sutherland. Now, please welcome Norm MacDonald.
Thank you and good evening. I'm Norm MacDonald, and I could not be more excited to be here. You know, when I was asked to host the Canadian Screen Awards, I called my good friend Chris Rock, and I said to him, I've got some great news, Chris. I'm going to Canada. And he said, I've got some great news, too. I'm hosting the Oscars. What are you doing in Canada? And I said, you know, visiting some family, friends. The usual. We're coming to you live from Toronto, or as you cost-cutting location scouts call it, New York City. Look at this beautiful crowd, though. Isn't it something? Dashing men. That sounded like Bobo. Look at this beautiful crowd, though, folks. Dashing men. Dashing men in black ties, sophisticated women in elegant gowns, and tonight, all of you are going to hear the word shits about 100 times. Never has there been such an assembly of great Canadian talent in a single location that did not have to be Zambonied first. Tonight, the CSAs are being seen in over 50 countries. Isn't that exciting? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Don't wait. I misread that. 50 counties. And a couple of regional municipalities. We are here to celebrate nominees for their wonderful work in Canadian cinema and television, which is a lot like celebrating the Northern Lights. You probably haven't seen them, but you've heard they're amazing. You know, we were worried people would record the show and they'd just fast forward to the good parts, as is the want these days. So we have put a plan in place to prevent that from happening. We have decided to not have any good parts. I'm doing my part. But no, that's not true. We have a lot to celebrate in our industry. Amongst the TV shows nominated tonight are Amazing Race Canada, Big Brother Canada, master chef kind of. Where do they come up with these ideas? We are honored to have the great Christopher Plummer here tonight. Mr. Plummer is nominated for Remember, the story of a man who at age 90 sets out to kill the Nazi who murdered his family. And I thought I left things to the last minute. But it's been a wonderful year for Canada. It's been a especially great year for one little guy, one adorable little Canadian youngster who's already accomplished so much. Of course, you know who I'm talking about, Justin Trudeau. Hasn't he had a wonderful year? No, I'm kidding. I was misdirecting you. I'm talking about Jacob Tremblay. Jacob is up for Best Actor, and he will be competing against the aforementioned Christopher Plummer. You know, Jacob is only 9 years old. Christopher Plummer, 86 years old. But they have a couple of things in common. One, the deep love of their craft. And two, they are both up way past their bedtimes. And tonight, the Lifetime Achievement Award will be presented to Mr. Martin Short. It's the Academy's way of saying, thank you so much, we've had enough. Well, Don Rickles. As a friend, it's over. Ingenue Ellis is here tonight. Absolutely. She has done some powerful work in the Book of Negroes, which tells the story of a woman confronting the tragic legacy of racism in 18th century America. Oh, did I mention on the show Sunnyside I play a talking manhole? That doesn't mean it's better, it's just different. Rossif Sutherland is here, nominated for his role in River. And he is here with his iconic father, Donald Sutherland, who has come to support his son. Not to compete with him like someone I know, Eugene Levy. Oh, and Catherine O'Hara is here tonight, the wonderful... That's a beautiful dress you have on, Catherine. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But Catherine is an actress of extraordinary range, from her many characters on SCTV, of course, to her work in Best in Show and Home Alone, and perhaps her most remarkable performance to date as the title character in the Book of Negroes. I lost $1. It's been a busy weekend getting here. We lost an hour. As you know, daylight savings time went into effect last night. I give it 6 months. And I'd like to take a brief moment, as all moments are, I suppose, to thank my writers. You know, the writers are so specialized these days. There's a joke writer, he gives you jokes. There's a gag writer, he gives you gags. There's a head writer, he gives you... What I'm saying is things are they're specialized. Well, we're going to start the show, but I was... It hasn't started yet, you didn't know.
I saw a wild look of alarm cross your eyes. But I was backstage yesterday, and we were doing rehearsals, and I asked, what is the statuette called? And they said, it's called the Canadian Screen Award. And I said, well, that seems kind of dull. Like, what? That's the name of the award? And they said, well, we've been bandying around different names, but none of, they said in Canada it takes a long time to get stuff done and stuff. But one of them that they said, one of them they mentioned was the Candy. And I think John Candy, I mean, who doesn't love John Candy? So, of course, the statuette should be called the Candies. So what I'm asking you to do is, if you are a presenter, ignore the teleprompter and say, the candy goes to. And if you are lucky enough to win one, go, I won a candy. What do you think of that? Can you go along with that? Excellent. That would make us a better nation. I am not here to upbraid. However, I think I made it quite clear that these awards should be referred to as the Candies. A 9-year-old child knew. Are you so burdened with this preposterous technology? So I would like not to see that again. Backstage I was thinking how different things are since I moved to the United States. Now I'm in the United States. One thing I've noticed about films, I don't like foreign films anymore. They're all like artsy, kind of not my cup of tea. But when I grew up in Ottawa, by God, I loved foreign films. Star Wars, Smokey and the Bandit. Do you remember that one? Here to present our next award, the Candy. And this will be the end of my upbraiding, I hope. Is an accomplished actor. All right. Hey, before we go on any further, how about a hand for the band, huh? Good job, guys. George St. Kitts and the Candy Band. Who can take a sunrise? Come on, guys. Sprinkle it, but they can't. Well, whatever. Well, our next presenters are political people, and it made me think, because I was just told Cape Breton Island, I don't know if you know this, but they are offering sanctuary to anyone that lives in America after Trump is elected president by a landslide. And I agree with this in principle, but why Cape Breton Island? I mean, can't I just flee to Toronto? Do I have to leave the fucking planet? I mean, I just go to Baffin Island while I'm at it. All right, now, welcome to the stage, 2 Canadians. Oh, the Candies are going great so far, aren't they? I would like to say to Eugene Levy that there's no reason to be ashamed of your son. My son only this morning punched me in the chest really hard. Listen, I have some good news. I just found out that all of you here tonight will be getting a swag bag. Yeah. Just like the Oscars. I haven't seen one yet, but why don't we take a look and see what you're getting? I'm going to call Megan, our golden girl, out. Megan, our golden girl,
Hi, Megan. Come on out here. Ah, you brought the swag bag. Yes, can you hold it open? And then I'll take things out of the swag bag. What do we have here? A loose pancake. What else we got here, Megan? We got, oh, this looks cool. It's a CD, you know what they are, of Nelly Furtado singing all the national anthems. Torn from today's headlines. See what else we have. We have this. Ah, yes, this. This is a bottle of Eau de John Cherry Cologne. It's for the gentleman in the audience. Now, what else do we have? Hopefully something a little funnier than the last one. Here. We have a 30-minute massage from producer Robert Lantos. Don't try to go for 50. You only can hit 30. Then what else do we have here? Oh, a curling stone. You know what these are made of? I always took them for granite. Last time I take a joke from Martin Short. All right. Megan, just do some house cleaning here. Having a hand for Megan, our Golden Globe. A natural mistake. Now, please welcome one of Canada's... All right. I want to apologize for running out earlier. I don't know if anybody saw that. But, you know, these things happen in live TV, and it reminds me actually of a maxim that Christopher Plummer told me many years ago. He said, before a live awards ceremony, do not eat a fistful of LSD. Take that with you. I'm sorry, Jacob. How's Jacob doing? Hey, Jacob. Congratulations, buddy. This must be like deja vu for you, being stuck in a room for so long like this. All right, folks, please welcome. All right. Listen, guys. For some reason, I've been told to stretch. So, I've never tried that before. The show's over, folks. Good night. But for the first candies, respect, peace.
You used to get stage fright, is that true?
Yeah. Bad state.
How'd you get over it?
Attacks. Xanax. No, I actually, I had incredible, panic attacks. Now, panic attacks are different than anxiety attacks. Anxiety attacks, you just get very nervous. Panic attacks, impending doom, you actually think you're going to die. So I went, one time, I had a panic attack immediately before Update, where I was doing live TV. So you can see it, if you look it up. And I'm just talking real fast, as fast as I can, because I want to get off, and just rushing through the jokes, and, nobody laughs because I don't even let them. And then afterwards, Lauren was like, what was that? I was like, I was trying something different. And went to a psychiatrist, and ever since then, I've been gulping fistfuls of Xanax before a show.
That helps?
Oh, my God, it's helping right now.
You took a Xanax today?
Huh?
You took a Xanax?
He goes to a psychiatrist. Have you ever gone to a psychiatrist?
Yes.
What do they tell you?
Well, I've never gone for that particular issue.
Affliction?
Every time I've gone, I've been in great duress, just hot anxiety. You know what that is? Just like
I had panic.
Yeah.
Have you ever had panic?
Yes,
Panic
I've had
attacks?
Well, anxiety attacks. I've had
it's a little
anxiety attacks. Is it different than panic?
Well, panic attacks, you feel an impending death.
No, not impending death. I've been led to believe that anxiety is connected to OCD somehow. And
So you have
perhaps,
some SSRI or whatever they're called?
yeah, and they work just fine. But the psychiatrist, I would always go, I would cut in line to get to the psychiatrist because I would believe that my problems are far worse than anybody else's, with the exception of perhaps Adam.
They don't like jokes. I went one time, and I was in the Fifth Avenue in just some apartment, somebody's apartment building, and they made me go for gambling. And anyways, a lady was there, and she kept asking me this question. I'm joking. Oh, what about your father? I'm joking. She's like, enough with the jokes. So then I can't joke anymore. So now I'm just crying and I can't. And then she's like, time's up. I'm like, no. Like, I'll pay anything. Let me say it. She's like, get out. And then you're in the cold New York with hot dog vendors, tears going down your eyes. They don't care about you.
No, and then you head over to the Queensboro Bridge.
You get a little release.
Told me that we should go our separate ways, but now you're back. Live my life without.
I stumped a fucking psychiatrist once. I said to the guy, because I was fucking gambling all the time, shit, right? I had a gambling addiction. I'm over it now, but shit. But he said,
I bet you're not.
That's a good one. He almost lost everything.
You ever met Chip?
Yes, Chip Chipperson is very funny.
But he said, the psychiatrist, he said, you're using gambling, you're fixating on gambling in order to escape your real thoughts, And I said to him, isn't that why you do everything in life? And literally, I stumped him.
He had no answer.
He was like, and then he recovered and tried to make it. But isn't that why you do everything?
Yes.
So you're not sitting at home
just thinking
about
what was
what's
your,
really going to happen to us?
where it all ends?
Yeah.
My first time I ever went to a psychiatrist, when I was a boy, I went to a psychiatrist in Vancouver, British Columbia, and I went 4 times. And I didn't go the 5th time because he committed suicide.
Wow.
So I read in the newspaper, all kinds of problems this guy had. He was in debt and embezzling and all this. And all I kept thinking was I wasted like 4 hours of his last life complaining about how I couldn't find a house.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame yourself for this.
No, I don't.
No, as long as we can have a good laugh about it now. That's all that counts, really, if you look at it.
Hey, we got problems in this country, For instance, systematic racism, And here's the problem. Nobody thinks they're racist. I remember I was in Portland one time, Oregon, and the driver picked me up to take me to the gig. I got off the airplane, the driver's driving, and we're driving through downtown Portland, and he says, we got no racists in Portland, no racism at all. And I looked around, everyone was white, So I said to the guy, well, it's pretty easy not to be racist when everybody's white. And then the guy says to me, he goes, we got our share. I'm like, good Lord, we got our share. That's not right. Why are not all, but a lot of drivers, for some reason, like taxi drivers and something, turned out to be racists, That's what I hear a lot, because I don't drive. So I'll get in a cab, and the guy will go, what's wrong with this country, don't you? And I go, I got an idea. So what is it? They go, you ever have it when the guy says, and you don't even know which race it is? Like I had a guy once, he goes, there's a problem in this country, huh? I go, tell me. And he goes, too many goddamn scuttleheads. I was like, huh? So I looked it up in the dictionary and Wikipedia, everywhere.
I found Scuttle, and I found Head, and I tried to put them together. I couldn't understand it. I've asked people of every race, and no one has ever heard of the term Scuttlehead. And by the way, I would be fine if we just blamed all our problems on the Scuttleheads. You know what I mean? Just make them the scapegoats. Why not? As a matter of fact, why not make the goats the scapegoats, like in the old days? Sacrifice a goat. Make it his problem. That's the one that's at fault. That goat eating the tin can. But anyways, I'm not here to talk about goats. I don't know why I'm here.
Jim's. That's what you said their neighbor was? Jim Ping?
That is my neighbor. A nice fella.
Nice guy?
Led me his abacus
I want to do
yesterday.
this. Jesus.
Oh, come on. That's not a Chinese guy.
I wasn't saying it was. That was kind of
What are
racist.
you, Mickey Rooney?
Hey. Hey, come on.
I know he's dead,
Have
but
a little
Mickey Rooney
respect.
did a very racist thing, like you just did, in a movie called Breakfast at Tiffany's by the wonderful Truman Capote.
I wasn't doing anything racist, and you know it. But go ahead.
Do you have any other color jokes? I mean, he's just blue and yellow.
Did you just say, do we have any other colored jokes?
I knew you were going to say that.
Fucking Jimmy the Greek over here. I don't want to.
Jimmy the Greek.
How about Jimmy the Greek gets kicked out for being a racist? Meanwhile, they call him the Greek. Yeah, I gained 45 pounds.
Are you okay? Yeah, what's going on?
I'm doing it for a movie.
For what role? What's the role?
What are you playing, Jackie Gleason? What do you mean
It's
you're
not a
doing it for
particular movie. I just think they always need a fat guy in a
That's
movie.
got to be, you're doing hard.
You're paying it
rolling hard.
forward, yeah.
No,
No,
I'm going to lose it though.
Yeah, this is the heaviest I've ever seen.
And since I've gained it, I sweat like a
Yeah, you sweat
like a whore in church. I don't mean to be
What?
I don't mean to be filthy, but
whore in church.
Yeah, she's nervous, so she sweats because
Sweating like a Chris Dorner in a Big Bear cabin.
Okay, come on.
Well, I'm just.
That's racist.
Did you read his manifesto?
Two businessmen bought the Milwaukee Bucks for $550 million. They are very excited with their purchase, as this is the only legal way to own black people. Now that is here, and I read that.
Well, you're not there. You know how businessmen are racist.
They are.
Yeah, so it's them being racist.
They
not
are.
you.
The two businessmen that bought the Milwaukee Bucks for $550 million
Yeah.
are racist, according
oh, no, they're
to this.
fine, man.
They're
You know the joke about B.B. King's wife?
No.
You don't?
No, I don't think so.
B.B.'s having a birthday, so she wants to surprise him. So she goes to the tattoo parlor. She says, put a B on one cheek and a B on the other. So the guy does it. She goes home. B.B. comes home. She opens the door, bends over, drops her shorts, and says, surprise! He said, who's Bob?
That's racist. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. The one and only Super Dave. I was born in this joke about
Yeah, tell that to Michael Richards, man.
Why,
Wow.
that's not a racist joke.
Yeah, sure it isn't.
Who's Bob?
Yeah, you know.
Laying in the morning shade. What do we?
What do you think about this dog, the bounty hunter? Have you been following that at all, Norm?
Oh, that guy, I mean, that's, to me, that sounds racist. But like, you gotta remember that even though that is a racist comment, listen, man, we've all known bounty hunters in our time, you know, and they have that thing like curse like a sailor. Well, that could go for bounty hunters just as well. They just chose sailor. Those guys. I mean, they're not like you or me, you know?
No, they're bounty hunters.
If you choose that as your career, you know, you're a bounty hunter. Listen, some salty language is not going to be as... You may as well just be a longshoreman. No, there's nothing worse than bounty hunting.
Norm, you're a genius. All right, we got a couple minutes left. Anything else you want to lay on the listeners before we leave today?
That was funny, that bounty hunting thing. Seems like he's going to get a pass on it, right?
I don't think so, Norm. I think he's in trouble.
Are his bounty hunting days over?
Where's he go from that?
We can't keep you on. I'm sorry, but, you have to, you have a public image of hunting down criminals in their hotel rooms, diving at them in the middle of the night and beating them up. We can't have you saying racist things. I don't know.
All right, Norm, I'm going to put some oxygen on my face here and recover. You're going to be on every Friday now?
Yeah, that'll be fun, right?
Oh, are you kidding me?
I'll feel like your Pete Barbuti.
No, stop. Chuck Mangione references you're far behind.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stormin' Norman. We'll talk at you down the road.
Well, what else is going on? You went back? Did you get in the holiday spirit? Are you a kind of guy that gets,
I try to do something nice, You ever try to do something nice?
No.
Oh.
It's not my style, Norm.
But it was Christmas in New York, and I was alone. So anyways, there was a diner that I always go to near my house. It's a really nice diner. And so I went there, and there was this homeless bum there,
Just say a homeless guy. It's not politically correct to say bum. But I can't say homeless bum.
No, I thought they didn't like to become bums.
Yeah, right. A homeless guy, yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, there was a...
I'm not going to let you get to this story. I'm just going to keep giving you a hard time about bums. You meet a bum, a hobo, a tramp.
A tramp, yeah. He had a little stick with a thing on it.
He was from the 1930s. Yeah, okay.
And so he says to me, can I get some money off you? And I don't like giving the homeless bums money. I'll tell you why. Because I figure they'll do the crack. Right?
They'll do the crack.
Yeah,
okay.
my mom says never give a homeless bums money because they'll go do the crack. So I said, okay. I don't want to give this guy money. He'll go to the crack. I said, why don't I just bring you in the diner, and I'll get you a meal. I'll buy you a meal. It's Christmas, it'll be nice. So the guy goes, okay. So we go in the diner and we order, the meal. And this guy just keeps ordering food, like he's really hungry.
Yeah.
And so he orders and orders and orders, and I'm like, well, you got to be nice. Got to the, thing.
Sure.
And so I order like a soup or something, and then all of a sudden, like this unbearable stench comes off the guy. Huge stench.
Really?
It smelled like.
That's okay.
Anyway, so I don't know what the smell was. But it was like it was like human waste or something, And it seemed to be coming from the guy's, trousers.
Norm, I said that's okay.
Okay.
I was like, the stench is enough. We all can do the rest in our heads.
Yeah, so this stench fills the diner, right? So I have to go to this diner, right? So everybody's looking at me like, what the hell did you bring a homeless bum in the diner for? With a stench, So I'm like, I'm trying to eat my soup. I can't even eat it. And I'm wishing I'd bought this guy crack. I wish I'd got, you know what I mean? I wish I'd gone found some crack and bought it for the guy. So, anyways, and everybody hates me. The guy that, I go there every day. And so then the end of the meal comes. This guy's ordered everything, and I'm looking at my wallet. I only have like $28. It was like $31. All I had was a soup. And so now basically we're two homeless bums, and neither of us that. So I go, look, buddy, and he's been jabbering about Rockefeller. He was at Rockefeller's funeral. I didn't know what he was talking about. And I go, look, buddy, you got to come up with something here, Kick in something.
You want him to? Yeah, that's only fair.
He ate almost everything. I had a soup. He was having a hamburger. So the guy goes in his pocket, and then I didn't want him to. Who God knows what he has in his pocket, right? But he had some coins, and they were all gross, and they were like, some of them were black. Anyway, that's my Christmas story.
Man! Wow! What a young You're a regular Garrison Keeler over here. and some of the coins were black. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. And you close the book and kiss your child good night. That's a nice story.
We've been down this road together. We've been seeing the colors fade.
I took a homeless guy, said, I'm going to take you to this diner that I always go to. So I go there with him, into this diner, sit down to get me a meal. Good God, if the guy, the unbearable stench of urine starts coming off this guy. So nobody wants that in a restaurant.
No, you don't want that.
So I'm like, all right. Everybody's like trying to eat, So the guy orders his food, and I'm trying to talk to him. He starts telling me about how, this is his idea of a conversation, this guy. Starts telling me about how Governor Rockefeller is poisoning the pigeons right in the city. So I tell this guy, I go, what are you, retarded? I said, Governor Rockefeller. I said, the governor of this state is Pataki, Governor Pataki. He says, no, he talked weird. He was like, the pigeon. He says, the pigeons are the cleanest animal you ever seen. I go, I'm not arguing with you, buddy, but I'm telling you, the governor's name is Pataki. That's unbelievable. He's crazy. Turned out he wasn't retarded. He was, woo.
Guy goes into a dentist's office. Yeah. Dentist said, what are you doing here? He said, I think I'm a moth.
A moth?
A moth. He said, what? I think I'm a moth. He said, well, you have mental problems. You need to go see a psychiatrist. He said, I know. He said, you're in a dentist's office. He said, I know. He said, what are you doing here? Why did you come here? He said, the light was on.
That's a good joke.
It's a great one.
Hey, what about this? Super Dave has been on the phone with me
Super
backstage.
Dave Osborne?
The great Super Dave Osborne.
Yes.
And he's been on the phone while I'm trying to get ready to come out here.
Yes,
he keeps phoning me.
That's what he does.
And he goes, this is what you do. You walk out. You're wearing a pompadour. You just look at Jimmy. You don't say a thing for 5 minutes.
This is why we never invite him back anymore.
He says, let me ask you a question. It's 4th down and 1. You're at the 1 yard line. You have the choice. You can head it to O.J. Simpson, Jim Brown, or Emmett Smith. I'd go with Rosie O'Donnell. Then you got Kirstie Alley in the hole and Wendy O. Williams behind her. Wendy O. Williams is the...
Wendy O. Williams? He's a punk singer or something, right?
No, I think he meant Wendy Williams, but he said, Wendy O. Williams is the lone second. I think he was a little confused.
The speech I want you to do for me is a speech from The Godfather, where he goes to the guy that ends up with the horse's head. And he says, put Johnny Fontaine in this picture. And then the old guy starts saying why Johnny Fontaine will never be in this picture.
You want me to do that right now?
You remember that speech?
I remember, but I don't remember it well enough to do it.
Can we find the text?
The Godfather. What? I've never seen The Godfather.
Can we find the text on the computer?
Bravo, why do you want me to do
it, man?
You want me to act with you?
Are you getting it?
He's getting it now.
Norm
Why are you
Theater.
appeasing this?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break and we'll do The Godfather.
Classic morning radio.
Yeah, The Godfather moment. And we have to do it as character.
Yeah, I'll be
Super
Robert
Dave
Duvall.
Osborne. Oh, no, okay, never mind. We'll do that.
I'll do it as Super Dave.
And I'll do it as Super Dave.
And you do,
I'll be Fuji.
But you remember the guy, right?
Oh, I know who you're talking
He's
about.
like,
He's the one pissed off about Johnny Fontaine
really
ever working.
possessed. Yeah,
I know that one. I just don't remember the speech well enough.
Oh, it was
Why
a
are we
great
doing
speech.
this?
Oh, it's so fun.
I don't think
I'll
it
be
is.
Super Dave instead of Robert Duvall.
Can I also be Super Dave, though?
No, you have to.
We can't be
commit.
combating Super. I have to commit to this character.
You have to commit,
all right, we'll do it.
Where
Norm's
are you
going to
going?
reenact.
He has to
Sean's done. He doesn't want
The
to.
future's gone.
It's 98 KU.
It's over.
97.9.
Mississippi, Phoenix.
Now it's just getting deep in here.
Well,
We're
then
talking
there's
philosophies
no
and
ice
ice
age.
ages.
What's
happening?
It was cold back then.
Norm MacDonald is joining us today with his manservant Sean O'Connor, the future of comedy.
Yeah, baby.
Who will soon have plastic surgery to be Norm, look like Norm.
I knew I should have wore a shirt.
It's the gold lame
It's a radio joke.
I really. And for whatever reason, I quoted "No Country for Old Men," and now you want to do a scene from The Godfather.
Yeah, but I think we should set it up.
Yeah, you go ahead. This is your thing. You direct. No,
I've
Sean,
never
you
seen
say-
The Godfather.
You've never seen The Godfather.
I've seen every American Pie, though.
Is this one of those moments where you get in the car and you say, "I can't believe I made that guy do that"?
No, now listen. We got to set this up.
Okay.
We all remember the big scene in The Godfather was the guy wakes up with the horse's head.
Satin sheets.
Yes. You should set this up.
Is that the offer he can't refuse? Is a horse's head?
Yeah.
The sheets.
Really?
Yeah, that's the kind of the first.
The first one. He's trying to.
So
He,
set it up.
he unfolds the one.
Yeah, but
sheet
set up
thinking-
this scene here. Johnny Fontaine is a lounge singer, sort of loosely based on Sinatra.
Yeah.
Who the Godfather wants to put in this movie, but the movie producer refuses. We don't know why. Right?
Right.
I'm setting it up.
That's right. You're doing a great
Keep
job.
doing it.
And then, so they send the consulary, Tom Hagen, played by Robert Duvall, to go and visit this guy and try to talk him into.
Getting Johnny in the car.
Yeah, so Tom Hagen.
But
who's
Johnny's
played
not
by-
having any of it.
Tom Hagen's played by Robert Duvall, and Jack Woltz plays the producer. But
Right.
in this,
Nobody knows who that guy is.
in this, we're doing now. I have to do.
You're the producer because this is your
I
idea,
wanted you to
and
do
you're
it.
doing it as Super Dave Osborne.
Super Dave. Yeah.
I'll be doing Tom Hagen as Liam Neeson.
Okay, as Liam
Is that
Neeson.
right?
Okay.
Because he improv.
Yeah, because he's a big improv. Ready? Are you
Yeah,
ready? All
yeah.
right, here we go. Mr. Corleone is Johnny Fontaine's grandfather. Now Italians regard that as a very close.
Wow,
very
that's
sacred
good.
relationship. Cut. You can't say that.
just-
Take two, cut.
You already knew how to do them.
Well, I wasn't just going to wing one.
Oh, okay,
You know
I'm
how to do
sorry.
Super
I'm
Dave,
sorry.
right? You're not
I'm
just
sorry.
throwing
I'm
this
sorry.
out for
I'm
the
sorry.
first time.
All right,
that's
take
right.
two.
It's not like I said I was going to do Paula Dean and then
Okay.
give it a try.
Hey, there's butter in
I have
there.
to go again? All right, here we
Yeah.
go. All right, take two. Try not to compliment me so much.
Okay.
Mr. Corleone is Johnny Fontaine's grandfather. Now Italians regard that as a very close, very sacred religious relationship.
You tell your boss he can do.
You know what?
This isn't going as well as I'd hoped.
Tell your boss he can ask for anything else, but this is one favor I can't grant him.
Mr. Corleone never asked for a second favor. Once he's refused the first. Understood?
You don't understand. Johnny Fontaine never gets that movie. That part is perfect for him. It'll make him a big star. But I'm going to run him out of the movies, and let me tell you why. Johnny Fontaine ruined one of Woltz's International's most valuable proteges. For 3 years, we had her under contract. Singing lessons, dancing lessons, acting lessons. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. I was going to make her a big star. And let me be even more frank. Because I want to show you I'm not a hard-hearted man. That it's not all dollars and cents with me. She was beautiful. She was young and she was innocent. She was the greatest piece of ass I've ever had. And I've had them all over the world. And then Johnny Fontaine comes along with his olive oil voice and his giddy charm. And she runs off. She throws it all away just to make me look ridiculous. And a man in my position cannot afford to be made to look ridiculous. Now you get the hell out of here. And if that Goomba tries any rough stuff, you tell him I ain't no band leader. Yeah, that's right, I heard the story.
Thank you very much for the dinner and a very pleasant evening. Have your car take me to the airport. Mr. Corleone is a man who insists on hearing bad news at once.
Oh, excellent.
And sing.
Amazing. That was great.
Impressions are much easier to do in small chunks. That's what we've learned.
That's why I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, damn,
you
man,
did
you
this
gave me
scene. You tried to give it to me.
It's like a 5-minute thing. I didn't know you
That's
talked
your
so
thing.
long.
You did
This
great,
was your
Norm.
scene.
It's awesome.
All right, now monologues.
You ever do a monologue?
Oh, it's awful.
Huh?
Just can't stand them. High school, they used to make
Yeah,
us read
yeah,
those awful
yeah.
monologues.
He did 14 verses of the farter from Sparta.
That was a great. I wrote it.
It's been a while, and I still like the way you look at me.
Still,
It goes
Did
on.
you see Django Unchained?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. You remember when Leonardo DiCaprio and the boys were sitting around watching the slaves
Mandingo
fight to death?
fight. Yeah, awful.
Yeah, awful.
Ah, he's not doing what I told him, for God's sake.
Bravo Luigi, così, dai! Dai che sei più rapido!
Come on now, boys! A fight to the death!
But isn't that what boxing is?
No.
You and your rich friends, you go to Vegas, you say, bring up those poor black people from the ghetto. In the ghetto.
I don't think that's the requirement.
And a mother cry.
I don't think that you have to be African American.
You have to be poor.
Okay.
Well.
It just so happens, I think. Maybe because that's a way out for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think it's cool that rich people pay money to watch two poor people fight to the death?
Well, if they're good, they won't be poor anymore. Mayweather was one of the top paid athletes last year.
Yeah. Yeah, and he lost it all on the Jaguars.
This car costs $3.2 million. This Bugatti right here costs $1.6 million. You ain't seen these toys.
I haven't seen these?
No.
Boy, this is 7 cars, man. Silver, platinum, Miami, black, LA, white, Vegas.
Yeah.
I thought we were going over my credits, and you've lured me into a discussion. You put me on the side of the argument.
I'm trying
of
to
a rich
say,
white person oppressing young black males into boxing. I don't know how I got that.
Let's go back to Saturday Night Live.
All right.
Because it was always a mystery to me why you were fired. I had my own theory. It's a rather shallow theory.
I'd love to hear your theory.
You were bald.
Oh, that would not make it an issue.
That would be the worst reason ever. I grasped onto that you were bald. You know what I mean? The way that conspiracy theorists go, by God, one disturbed 24-year-old could not have taken down Camelot. I think the same way with you. Why were you fired?
Was Oswald 24?
He was an overachiever.
He looked older than 24.
I look at the poster and for Anchorman 2, and what do I see on the poster? Paul Rudd. Who else do I see? Will Ferrell. Who else do I see? Steve Carell. Who else do I see? David Koechner. 3 multimillionaires.
I'm not multi-million. Do you think I'm really wealthy?
No, I said 3 multimillionaires.
Oh, 3. Listen, folks.
Name me another guy that had that many characters in the first year of Saturday Night Live, bar Eddie Murphy.
Well, I'll bet you Mike Myers did.
First year? Mike Myers, first year? Nothing.
Nothing. Why do I keep getting put
You're
on
not a
this
bitter
side,
man. You're not bitter.
this side of these arguments?
But you must. Your father had something to do with turkeys.
I
was told. A little birdie told me.
He was a manufacturer of turkey coops.
What is your favorite project you've ever worked on?
This.
I want to talk about Del Close.
Favorite project I've ever worked on? There's tons. There's tons of them.
Yeah.
A recent one, and this is not just.
So you don't understand the word favorite.
Wow. Is this called Norm's Hot Box today?
This guy, Pee Wee Sherman 300 is his name. He says, in a few words, tell us why Second City is so much better than the Groundlings or Upright Citizens Brigade.
Is it?
That's what he thinks.
He said, tell me why it is.
Yeah.
I keep getting put into this situation. Here's your argument you must defend. What is it? What are its properties? Can you tell me what some of the properties a mug might have, Norm? I've lost him. I think he's asleep.
No. I can tell you what properties a mug might have, but I think you might be interested in the fact that this guy used to jerk off punks under the Queensboro Bridge for $15 a man.
Are you sure they were punks? How did we get there?
Paradise with your body, I don't wanna share. We're making dynamite, explosive love intentions building in the air.
In improvisation, you get a suggestion.
Could I play one of the deadly sins?
Yes. You let that inform what you're going to do, for instance. Pick one of your favorite deadly sins.
Well,
gluttony.
I remember one time a preacher that I used to know when I was a young boy. And he said he always driving his bicycle, you know, here and there and here again. Always driving his bicycle. So,
what's going on?
I was going to tell you a story.
I know, but
it has to do with this.
Okay.
And he's a good man, pious man. And one day, his bicycle went missing. So my daddy said to him, Bert, that was his name. We weren't Catholic, you know, he just called the preacher by his first name. Bert, I think I know how to find out who stole your bicycle. How would I do it? When you're talking, when you're doing your sermon next week, you just go through the 10 Commandments. You just go through the 10 Commandments from 1 to 10. And when you hit number 8, thou shalt not steal, you look at the congregation and you'll see somebody, see doing this here, you know, fiddling with his glasses. That's your thief. I'll do it, Bert says. So my daddy told me that story, and I was really hankering to see that speech that Bert was going to say that day. So he goes through the 10 Commandments. Starts from 1 right down to 10. Now he gets to 8 and speeds right through it. Speeds right through 8. My daddy said, "What the hell?" So afterwards, you get outside. Bert, what in earth happened? Number 8 was the one you were supposed to go, you know, why'd you speed through it? Bert says, well, I'll tell you why. When I came to number 7 in the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not commit adultery, by golly, I remember where I put my bike. He was fucking Widow McClanahan.
Then it's not adultery. She's a widow.
No, but he's a man of the cloth.
Oh, he's a Catholic. He's a priest.
No, he's a reverend, but we have our, you know.
So that's how we got there from the 7 deadly sins. Okay.
Yeah.
In the December issue of Playboy, 60 Minutes reporter Mike Wallace reveals that he has not only smoked marijuana, but that it made him sexually aroused. According to Wallace, he made these comments in an effort to frighten young people off sex and drugs forever. In an interview this week, Bob Dole said he is strong enough to handle the pain of losing the presidential election, although he did admit that the shock of winning would give him a giant heart attack. At a veterans hospital in the Bronx yesterday, 4 Playboy playmates were on hand to wish the residents a happy Valentine's Day. One veteran who was there called it an afternoon of, quote, hellish, agonizing sexual frustration. Senator Strom Thurmond, at 94, the oldest person ever to serve in Congress, has been hospitalized this week with a bout of the flu. Doctors who examined the senator thoroughly got kind of nauseous. Embattled House Speaker Newt Gingrich may finally have solved his financial troubles. On Thursday, Gingrich announced that former Senator Bob Dole has loaned him the $300,000 needed to pay his ethics committee fine. And today, more good news for Gingrich. Dole has already forgotten he loaned him the money. According to prosecutors in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Henrietta Collins, a 90-year-old widow, was bilked out of her life savings by the trustees of her estate. Note to self, forget trying to bilk Henrietta Collins out of her life savings. Some dirty bastard got there first. Former President Ronald Reagan is selling his Santa Barbara ranch to the federal government, which will turn it into a California state park. In what can best be described as a sweetheart deal for Reagan, he will get $5 million for the 700-acre ranch, And he will still think he owns it. The rich get richer, you know? Ridiculous. Well, our best wishes to North Carolina Senator Jesse Helms, who at 76 years old recently underwent surgery to repair an old knee injury. Doctors say the senator will no longer need his cane for walking, but Helms says he will continue to use it to scare off young whippersnappers. Nothing better than a cane to scare off young whippersnappers. Finally, in entertainment news, there are rumors that actor Don Johnson is dating 71-year-old San Francisco socialite Denise Hale. An observer who spotted the couple necking in a restaurant will have trouble getting an erection for the rest of his life. Former First Lady Barbara Bush published her memoirs this month. Readers were shocked by her revelation that while living at the White House, she had sex with former President George Bush. Former First Lady Nancy Reagan reports that her husband has been relaxing at their ranch, riding horses and chopping wood. Sadly, eyewitnesses report that he was actually riding wood and chopping horses. George Foreman says his upcoming autobiography will be an inspiration to every American who has tried to reach the impossible dream. And in a related story, former heavyweight champion Michael Moorer says that he wants his autobiography to be an inspiration to anyone who's ever been beaten up by an old man. Well, next Tuesday is Halloween, or as evil old people know it, Razor Apple Day. A new study shows that a few simple tests may be able to determine which elderly drivers are most likely to have accidents. Sadly, the tests all involve a lot of old people driving cars into trees. Kind of sad. This week, President Clinton played golf with ex-presidents Gerald Ford and George Bush. Bush hit an old lady in the face with a golf ball, giving her a broken nose and 10 stitches. But don't be impressed. It took him 5 strokes to do it. So. Cowboy legends Roy Roger and Dale Evans launched an internet site on the World Wide Web yesterday so hackers can learn more about the Western duo. The most asked question so far, hey, aren't you guys dead? And now, Weekend Update would like to wish a happy birthday to comic legend George Burns, who turned 100 years old today. You know, I don't know the secret to his longevity, but I think I speak for all of us when I say I hope Pauly Shore doesn't know it either. A shocking crime in Bunnell, Florida, where a 92-year-old man in a nursing home has been charged with sexually assaulting an 85-year-old woman. A nurse who witnessed the attack has not stopped vomiting. In other political news, Texas billionaire Ross Perot announced this week that if his party wants him to run for president, he will. According to Insider, it is the first step in Perot's plan to waste the last few years of Bob Dole's life. This week, after 50 hours of failed budget talks with Bill Clinton, a frustrated Bob Dole said, quote, "We ought to have a new president," and added, "and he should be a really, really old guy." Finally, some good news. According to her doctor, legendary actress Katharine Hepburn is recovering nicely from her recent illness, and they have even upgraded her condition to decrepit. So that's nice. Well, you don't like her? You don't like Katharine Hepburn, for God's sakes?
And come to think of it, I got addicted to you. Oh, no, no, no. And come to think of it, I need somebody like you. Oh, no, no, no. I need someone like you.
An
89-year-old Washington man fought off a robber with a golf club. Though, to be fair, the only reason the guy was swinging the golf club was because he mistook the robber for the grim specter of death.
Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious.
What kind of joke is that?
I don't know. That's Adam Egan's going to read
That's
one
not
now.
a joke.
It's sort of not. But Adam
Why
Egan,
can't I have a good joke with a good
I'll give you a good
punchline?
one. I'll give you a good one.
Does that make sense to you? You're a golf guy. Is that,
It makes some sense. Here's a joke about an old guy. This is actually, the premise of this is true. The world's oldest man died yesterday.
Yeah.
So what do you think of this joke?
Man had died. Cause of death, everybody yelled surprise. Oh,
You don't read it to yourself.
that's also got a Japanese ending where they yelled supplies.
Let me ask you here, and I saw this, and you were never funnier when you hosted the show here recently, last couple of months. Oh, yeah, you were very, very funny. As you said at the time, if I wasn't funny then, how could I be funny now? Right, and then you went on to demonstrate. In any event...
I want to take a look at the moment when, after you'd gotten, you lost your job at Saturday Night Live, they then invited you back on to host, like 18 months later, right?
Yeah, it was odd.
Yeah, and you were kind of musing on stage in your introduction about what had happened, since you obviously weren't funny enough to be on the show, but now you're suddenly funny enough to host the show, and this was your explanation.
I was ruminating.
You were ruminating. Let's take a look at your explanation.
Then it occurred to me, I haven't gotten funnier. The show has gotten really bad. So yeah, I'm funny compared to, well, you'll see later. But okay, so let's recap. The bad news is I'm still not funny. The good news is the show blows.
I remember when I was doing that, and you can hear it if you listen to it, but the writers booed during that, After not writing anything for the entire show, they booed.
It's ballsy. It's a ballsy thing to do. I assume you wrote that. Did you run it by, you must run it by, you must do the dress rehearsal and run it by the producers and the writers.
I was going to
do
a thing that I thought would be really cool, and I was talked out of it. But I was going to do the monologue and then leave and let them do the rest of the show by themselves, which I thought would be good for the show, because it would be, they'd have to band together and, work around the fact that the host wasn't there and stuff like that.
This was, of course, in a period when Letterman had he still hadn't gotten over the fact that he'd been fired by NBC, and hadn't gotten the Tonight Show right. And you went on Letterman, and I still remember seeing this. He was just fired up with anger and fury on your behalf at the pinheads at NBC. What did that mean to have Letterman at your back?
Oh, Letterman was so kind to me. Yeah, one thing about being fired was, like, a lot of cool guys I really loved, mostly Letterman, he's my favorite guy ever. But Letterman and Stern and Gary Shanley and all these, Chevy and all these guys, like, jumped to my defense, which was really nice. But especially David Letterman, because he was the reason I got into stand-up, and he's the reason that I love comedy so much.
I was asking you about the driving thing, because Norm doesn't drive. We learned that last time. And then I was listening to the Howard Stern show the other day, and I heard Artie Lang telling another story about Norm, which I thought was really funny and worth telling here. Again, I heard this on Howard's Sirius radio show. Artie was saying about how, I didn't know that you got fired from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like, cast member decides, I'm going to go do other things.
No, I got fired.
You got fired because they said, what? It was like, you say that they told you weren't funny enough.
Yeah.
And then the show really started to suck, right? And this is like when SNL went through, like, its most unfunny period. And then they asked Norm to come back to host.
That's right, they did, yeah.
So he's like, wait a minute, I'm not funny enough to be on the cast, but I'm funny enough to come host. So there was a couple ideas, one of which was Norm was going to come in, do the opening monologue.
Oh, Artie said that? Said that?
Yeah, he's telling the story.
Oh, that was I had an idea. I think I know what you're... Yeah.
And the idea was to go out and do the opening monologue, because you know how now the host is like it didn't start that way, but now like whoever hosts in the show, he's in like every single sketch.
Artie said this on the air?
Yeah. So I guess the one of the thoughts, and he said that you obviously ended up not going through with it, and you thought about it for a
almost
minute.
did it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this I was like,
It would have been the coolest.
That would have been the greatest thing.
Yeah.
He was going to do the opening monologue, get in the elevator, and then leave because it's a live show. But he was just going to bail because his character is going to be like in all the sketches, which is not.
I thought it would be actually good for the show because it would make the show exciting after I left. They'd all be scrambling and figuring it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
See, I didn't know that they fired you.
Yeah.
I wept a little for you because
I already tell every story I ever tell.
Well,
you know how many comics out there don't give a fuck, but kind of still do? You have to kind of still do to eat. That guy
Norm
truly
doesn't. He's so fucking funny.
One of my best opening monologue jokes ever. Did you ever see? Remember that whole thing when he was doing Weekend Update and they told him to make it funnier. So he didn't. He just was more Norm the next week. So eventually, of course, he gets fired. So then he goes off into the Hollywood world. He's got a TV show or a hit movie or some shit. So now they bring him back to guest host on SNL. And I'm going to butcher this, but he kind of came out. He's like, yeah, so, people know I got fired from this show. So now they got me back hosting, which means either I got a lot funnier or this show sucks. That's what he opened up with. And I know that wasn't approved. Sorry for the bad Norm. I'll have Jay Moore on to make up for it.
That was a great Norm.
And come to think of it, I got addicted to you. Oh, no, no, no. And come to think of it, I need somebody like you. Oh, no, no, no. I need someone like you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Norm MacDonald.
You're very kind. You know, in the, what's that? Oh, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. That is my name. You know, when the people here asked me to do the show, I gotta say, I felt kind of weird, I don't know if you remember this, but I used to actually be on this show, I used to do the Weekend Update news routine. You remember that? And, yeah. That's where I did the make-believe news jokes, That was me, right? So then, a year and a half ago, right, I had a sort of a disagreement with the management at the NBC. I wanted to keep my job, right? And they felt the exact opposite. So you see, they fired me because they said that I wasn't funny, Now, with most jobs, I could have had a hell of a lawsuit on my hands for that, but see, this is a comedy show. So they got me, you don't want. But now, this is the weird part, right? It's only a year and a half later, and now they asked me to host the show. So I wondered, I go, hey, wait a second here. Hey! I go, how did I go in a year and a half from being not funny enough to be even allowed in the building to being so funny that I'm now hosting the show? How did I suddenly get so damn funny? It was inexplicable to me, because a year and a half, let's face it, is not enough time for a dude to learn how to be funny. Then it occurred to me, I haven't gotten funnier. The show has gotten really bad. So yeah, I'm funny compared to, well, you'll see later. But okay, so let's recap. The bad news is, I'm still not funny.
The good news is the show blows. All right, folks, we got a bad show for you tonight. Dr. Dre, Snoop Doggy Dogg, and Eminem are here. We'll be right back. Well, the Super Bowl is still a week away, but already the 49ers are leading 31-0. Well, the Super Bowl might be over, but the San Francisco 49ers just keep piling it on. They now lead the Chargers 83-40 to 27. So they've comfortably covered the spread. And in football news, man, this is getting ridiculous. The 49ers now beat the Chargers 1,000,655 something to 27. All right. Not good with those long numbers.
It's Super Bowl Sunday, and I've flown across the country to watch the game with Norm MacDonald.
I heard everyone hates that Ben Affleck is Batman.
Yeah, but they haven't seen the movie yet.
What's the movie?
Batman.
Come and sit. The football game is about to begin.
I show up during the pregame. Some celebrities crave attention or surround themselves with handlers. Not Norm. He's just a guy in an easy chair chomping down tomato sandwiches as fast as his mom can pump them out.
Do you want to sit down with us or no?
And of course, congratulations to the Denver Broncos for winning the Super Bowl. How about that? Denver did great, you know. There he is. I love the Denver fans, you know, because for one thing, they don't wear food on their heads. That's nice. And they had a wild celebration in Denver after that Super Bowl, man. And now city officials expect an even wilder celebration if the Nuggets win 10 games this year. They say they're going to... say the whole city's going to go nuts. Yeah, the Nuggets are having a bad year this year, man. Matter of fact, they're making a film about the team. They got a pretty catchy title. It's Black Men Can't Jump Either.
9 a.m., busy Friday morning for you, and we're all talking Super Bowl. Everybody's got an opinion on the game, including Charlie the Tortoise. Yeah, Brad from Petropolis joined us this morning, and we're going to see who he picks to win the Super Bowl. It could be the Saints, could be the Colts.
Yeah, hopefully he moves and goes to one.
All right.
He was picking them earlier.
Listen, man, have you guys seen any giant tortoises?
It's Norm MacDonald.
I actually found one.
Norm MacDonald. Yeah, we got one right here, as a matter of fact.
Oh, because I was in town.
Yeah, and you're looking...
Specifically to see it, and I went to the tortoise stores, but they were all regular-sized tortoises. I said, I don't want one of these, man. I didn't come here for that.
You wanted a big one.
A giant tortoise.
Well, yeah, is this one big enough?
Where?
Right here, right on
What
the... Yeah, there it is. Is that one?
Good Lord.
Now, this is not just your normal giant tortoise. He's going to pick a winner for the Super Bowl.
Actually, most giant tortoises can do that. That's what they're known as.
Absolutely.
They're known for a couple of things. They're herbivores, and they're very good handicappers.
Well, let's see how this one does. This is Charlie from Petropolis.
Yes.
Brad, what's the procedure?
Okay, earlier this week I did it, and we put it on YouTube, and he just walked to one of them. I'm going to try to get him to move a little bit more, and I know Tim wants the Saints, but he picked the Colts earlier.
Apple, buddy, Apple. Go Apple.
Here's Charlie.
Now, is this cheating, you think, that I moved the Saints closer and put an apple on it? Is that cheating on
The
Norm?
food is all decoration.
Yeah, it's all...
This is a natural animal. This is its instinct. Its thought process right now is going, Freeney is hurt.
That's exactly right. Way to handicap the game there. There it is, Brad. I think he's going. I think he's chosen Saints.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
He's looking over. He's asking for the line. It's 5.
Quit looking over there. We're out of time. I'm taking your Saints pick. More with Norm MacDonald in a minute. He's in town. You're going to check him out. Norm, you feel free to come to the kitchen.
I don't believe he's going to the Colts.
I'm going to the kitchen right now.
All right, here we go.
Norm has developed a habit for tweeting throughout sports events. He's also a vet.
Live, I had every hockey under. There's like 14 games. When they say, oh, just gamble what you can afford, well, then there's no gamble to it. You know what I mean? What's the gamble?
Yeah. We talk football. Then we move to Russian literature, a genuine passion of his.
But Gogol was an ultra-realist.
Fact is, Norm can have a conversation about almost anything.
put a knife in and twist it around your brain. So were the Yoko songs those experimental weird things? Now we're at a point where there's 1,011,030 guys. God damn, there's the interception.
We talk about his career, but it's not to boast. Norm rarely boasts.
It was so hard because I had to act in it, you know what I mean? And I can't act, so that was...
Head over to his other condo to watch the game with his son.
Ah, what are you doing?
Just like before, Norm sits down, opens his laptop, and we watch football.
Oh, no, that's going to look bad for Cam. You got that hit out because it takes too long.
It's no longer like I'm with a comedic genius or even an interview subject. I'm just hanging with a guy named Norm.
By the ref.
I understand why David Letterman had him on as the last stand-up of his late-night show.
He's not sentimental, and I say in truth, I love you. Oh, my God.
He's just a genuine guy.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Oh, and the Broncos won. They scored 24. Not bad, Norm.
That was very sweet, Norm.
Good night, everybody.
I need your love. You free my mind. I need your love. Yeah, you free my mind. Still in line.
What was the most you ever bet on an event?
$400,000.
Who was it on?
Atlanta Falcons against the Denver Broncos, 1990.
Who was favored?
The Broncos were favored by something like 12.5 points.
You took Atlanta.
I took the money line that paid 3 to 1 or something like that, and lost. And I will tell you this. You should never bet football because the ball ain't round. I keep telling people this. And so the ball hits and then it does all kinds of crazy things and you don't know. You want to bet on a game with a round ball. But anyways, I quit. I don't know why I'm even saying that.
Some women who are tall get a little self-conscious around guys. They feel like who are smaller, they have to crouch and slouch to make them feel more comfortable. Is that?
I think that my natural posture is something closer to a Mr. Burns, and that I have to fight.
You're like Mr. on The Simpsons. You're like
one of these.
Yes,
I've seen candid photos of me, but just the beautiful line of his back. So I have to really.
This fella wrote many of them Simpsons.
I know. I'm.
Yeah.
Sort of in love.
Oh.
What's that?
Well, no, I just my prerequisite for any relationship is that the person that I date has to love The Simpsons as much as I do. I just don't think I could ever really love someone if they didn't truly love The Simpsons.
Yes. You guys should get married and go on a honeymoon too.
I don't even know anymore. That's a hologram of Norm MacDonald.
I'm just saying, get the tin cans in the back of that Buick and off you go.
Are you an old gold prospector now? You know, we're gonna make this happen. So, I told that you like to make unusual craft projects, and I heard about this, and I thought I've got to ask you about it because you know, and you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but it seems so unusual. I see you; you're such a beautiful woman, and then I heard about this craft project. It seemed a little unusual.
I was living in Texas for a little while, and I started collecting owl pellets. And for anyone who doesn't know, when an owl eats a field mouse or a rodent, it eats it, digests all of the edible parts, and then regurgitates a pellet, which is all the bones, all the undigestible matter. And I collect those and harvest the bones, and then make magical creatures out of them.
Well, that's fine with me about that owl. I don't give a hoot.
I don't think you should.
I think
be
you should
on a
host
talk show.
Yeah.
You should be writing liquor store greeting cards.
Found some roadkill on the side of the road one day and was looking up how to dissolve the meat in the way that would be least odious to my landlord and neighbors. And I discovered that was also one of the early indicators of Jeffrey Dahmer's psychopathy. So it is a serial killer.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I love that she rents.
I know.
You're doing this in a rental.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you this. Did you ever toss a prostitute off a bridge?
What's the price one?
just saying I heard that was a sign of being a serial killer.
Okay. You're the worst guy I've ever met. And I mean that in a nice way.
One minute we hug, next minute we barely even hold conversations fine with me. I was born a savage, I can take the damage. Anything I do.
What about, do you believe that Jeffrey Dahmer should have been broomstick raped to death?
Oh my God, Norm. Well, he was killed.
Well, that's how he died.
That's how he died?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was like that way.
No. I mean, in prison. The country didn't do it.
No.
No, I didn't know he died like that. I thought they
I have no
just
problem with that.
cut his head off or something.
Oh, yeah. Why not? You have no problem with that?
No.
No, he's trying to be a tough guy, Mr. Tough Guy.
You wouldn't want to get like a guy like Jeffrey Dahmer or something like that. I mean, you wouldn't want anybody who might eat you at lunchtime, you know, but that was his name, right? Jeffrey Dahmer?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, got killed by a broomstick raped to death.
Really? That's
They say
smart.
it's one of the worst ways to go.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. On the list of the 1,000 ways. Yeah,
they say drowning is very peaceful. Broomstick rape.
Not good.
Phil Leeds was one of the best comics in the world, one of the sweetest human beings. But during the McCarthy era, Phil couldn't get work. He was branded a communist because he had left leanings, and he couldn't work. And gee, I knew about him and I knew his work, and I had seen him in New York. He was hysterical. He was so sweet. Never did political humor even. And so I said, he looks like Maury a little bit. I'll call him, and I got him out to play his brother, a really badass brother. And after the show, the sponsors called me. That guy was great. Where did you find him? He's a New York actor. That's all I could say.
Well, you mean because he was branded at that moment?
Huh?
The moment you cast him, he would still been branded.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They would have, if they knew he was one of the guys, they would say, you can't use him.
Wow, that's interesting. I know nothing about the blacklisting, but just as you said that, were Jewish people more likely to be blacklisted?
Well, I don't know about that, but Jewish people are more likely to be considered liberals, and so they'd be more vulnerable.
Were you ever a communist?
No, they called me and said, they knocked at my door at 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. Two guys dressed like that in black suits. Mr. Reiner?
Have you no shame, sir?
Mr. Reiner, FBI, may we come in? Oh, absolutely, gentlemen. I'm in my shorts. I was just woken up. They wanted to know if I knew...
Explain to the folks what the FBI is.
The Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're looking for communist infiltration into the arts. They were sending people to jail. By the way, the guy who ran the whole committee was ultimately sent to jail and went to the same jail that the communists were sent. And they were so nice to him. They really were. Anyway, that was another part of the story. But
the FBI are at your door.
They're at my door, and I decided. And by the way, I was on the shows at the time, and I said, "Oh, here it comes." You know, I had done liberal things. I was a liberal, and I had done liberal causes. And they wanted to know. This is the question they asked, and I could not believe it. They said, "Sir, did you vote for the American Labor Party in the last election?" And I'm saying, they can't ask that, sir. It's a secret ballot. And I said, "Yes, absolutely. Didn't you?" And I decided I'm going to go with them. They were charming. I'd out-charm them. They said, "Why did you vote?" I said, "Henry Wallace, our vice president. He's a businessman. He runs a strawberry farm. We need a good businessman." Everything they... And I said, you didn't vote for? Who did you vote? Anyway, that's the way it went for a long time. And then they asked me questions like, you once emceed a thing for Mr. Barsky, a fellow named Edward Barsky. Do you know about him? I said, yes. He said, you know he was a communist? I said, probably, but I said, why did you do that? I said, well, they asked me to MC something. They were giving him a big award because he invented plasma, the thing that saved lives. You know, he did it in the fields during the Spanish War, the Franco War, and with a motor from a machine, from a car, a Jeep.
Sure, that's how I do it.
He got plasma out of that. And I said, saved thousands and hundreds of thousands of lives in the Second World War. I would, you know, who wouldn't be an MC at that? And then they say, you also MC'd a thing, for a liberal thing at Carnegie Hall. What? I says, Who asked you to do that? And I said, well, I was in Call Me Mister at the time, a Broadway show. Somebody asked me. And I said, Carnegie Hall, every kid actor, you have to play a violin. You want to go to Carnegie Hall? I didn't play the violin. I didn't sing. So I'm with a gentleman, and I said this to him, gentlemen, if the FBI ever has a big event, I'm your guy. I want to MC that event. This is the way I went.
I got it.
And then they asked me the question, do you know any commies? I said, I'm sure I do. And he said, could you name them? I says, commies don't go around giving their names, but, oh, you know any commies in show business?
Yeah.
I said, sure, they're in every business. You guys tell us that. And they said, would you give us a name? I don't know, they don't go around telling their names.
Yeah.
And that's the way we left it. And nothing
It
else.
wasn't illegal to be communist at the time. It was just, it couldn't work.
I think the Constitution says you're allowed to think the way you want to think.
Right. But you couldn't work.
That's exactly.
Do you ever think maybe it's a little like racism?
A lot like racism.
No, I mean, if you're a racist.
Oh, yes.
It's not illegal, but you can't work.
If you're a racist, you can't work.
Well, Donald Sterling, for instance.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think there's any correlation?
He doesn't have to work.
No, he doesn't.
The amount of money he has, he could live another 100 years.
That's true.
10 billion.
No, but a serious question, though.
Yes.
If a man has a job and he is a racist, should the job be taken away from him?
No.
Okay.
But his fellows should.
Good news for him.
Yeah.
Not a racist.
Feelings flowing up and down, picking up the pieces that you left behind, hitting a new type of flow, breathing in the smoke and clearing up my mind. The thoughts of you, I never knew what the hell you got me into. I've been bad. Fuck do you mean?
Tim was always
communist?
He was a communist.
This is the good intro?
Wow. I didn't want to bring it up, but he was a communist. No, I don't name names. But why don't we just get into this? You just brought up communism.
Yeah, wow.
And it struck me, right? Remember McCarthyism? Mm-hmm.
Eugene? What was his first name?
No, that was a different McCarthy.
I know, but I'm just kidding. What was his first? What was McCarthy's first name?
Joe McCarthy.
Joey.
Tail Gunner Joe.
Wow.
So he named members of the, he wanted the names of the members of the Communist Party. So the Communist Party members were named, and then they couldn't work.
Right.
They wouldn't go to jail. It wasn't illegal to be a communist, but you couldn't work. Wow. And it was the worst thing in the world. Nowadays, you can say things that people don't like. And
easily.
Right? And now people go, well, he has the right to say it, but we have the right to not employ him. So to me, you don't have a right. You don't have the right if the consequence is that you can't feed your family.
That was there's a larger issue that my sister and I argue about religion all the time. It says you can do. Well, I asked her, what's the purpose biblically? I'm a philosophy major. What is God's will, whatever that is? She says, well, to do the right thing. It says, so you have free will to do the right thing. She says, yes, but if you don't do what he wants, then he punishes you. So that's not actually a choice. Uh-huh. And this is the same thing. You can, your opinion is valid, but if it isn't appealing, or if whatever that we think is, then you can be punished for it.
And you have been punished for it. I
don't know. I said
I know you don't like to say that because you've been so blessed in your life. Probably.
Right, because there's nothing. My life is fine. I said, what's funny to me is that I'm a stand-up comedian. Have been that way for quite a long time, mm-hmm. and we're anarchists.
True, yeah.
Leno says you shouldn't fall in love with hookers. And that's show business. Show business is just a prostitute. It's all a prostitution. They only like you for a while, and then they move on to somebody else. And it's not. It's just the way it is. And if you fall,
who knows more about show business than Leno?
Well, and he's
really,
he does. And he says we are blessed to be comedians because people come to see you, they pay money, and you get it. There's nobody in the middle of that situation. Yeah. And I said one time I was doing an interview for both. I did an MSNBC, which is curious, and I did a Fox interview. And I said, at the end of the interview, are you interviewing the character I'm playing or the guy that I am, and they said they didn't see any difference between that. And I said, it's a very different situation. You don't interview Mel Gibson or Harrison Ford as the guy in Blade Runner, but sometimes they'd want you to be that opinion. And I said, my opinion, it's always been that way as a stand-up. I hate taxes. I hate it as a stand-up comedian. I worked hard week by week. You get cash in an envelope, usually by guys in suits. That was the weirdest thing about comedy clubs.
True,
you had an envelope would come across the table. But you'd have to pay taxes. I had this weird partner, I always said. And the federal government never helped me, and I don't know what that was about. They always assist you in comedy clubs. What did the government ever do for us as comedians? Nothing. And when I was a kid, it was 45, 50%.
Oh my God, right? For regular people.
Right, for regular people.
For rich people, 80%.
80%. It was horrible. I never. That's always been my position as a comedian. I don't know why we got onto this subject, but this never stopped.
No.
There's something to do with McCarthy and communists? Is that how this went?
No, I thought because you brought up communism, that we're facing nowadays where you can get fired for your political beliefs. And actually, communism was a sort of a dangerous thing.
Well, now they're like, everybody likes them.
Yes.
All right, welcome back to the big show. Let me just get rid of this doll of steak. So, Paul is working out today. You know what health club I work out there, don't you, Paul?
No, which one?
Work out at Crunch. So this waiter comes to our table, Paul. He's one of the real oily guy. You know those kind of guys, real oily. He looks right at me. He gives me one of these, like, "Hey, you enjoying your shrimp? Enjoying it."
So, he wanted to know if you enjoyed the shrimp. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, enjoy your shrimp? Finishing the cool down when this big hulking man walks up. I mean, big guy, looks me right in the eye, and he gives me one of these. He goes, you got any gum? You got any gum?
He asked you for some gum.
Yeah, that's right. Hey.
He's not on the show.
You got any gum? Crunch. First guest here on the program, ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves, Robert De Niro.
You two have a good time, I'll give you that. You know, it reminds me of the time that Marty and I were making Taxi Driver. We're filming Taxi Driver. Marty turns to me, he says,
Oh, let me guess. Probably said this, probably. Yeah, you enjoy the shrimp? Yeah, you enjoy the shrimp? Hey, you know who I bet really enjoyed the shrimp? Chong. Hey, what about basketball, though, huh? The Bulls have already lost, too. What do you think of that?
I think my appetite for unconventional sex knows no bounds.
You got any gum? This is Jenna Elfman. Good night, everybody. Yeah, Paul, Rob Lowe and the Spice Girls again. Do you enjoy the Spice Girls, Paul?
Spice Girls, yeah.
Yeah, well, they'll be on the show.
Paradise with your body, I don't wanna share. We're making dynamite, explosive love intentions building in the air.
What you did on Saturday Night Live was the Letterman impression.
Right.
Did you have to clear that in any way or check it out?
Well, not legally, but...
No, but I mean, just as a courtesy, you know.
Yeah, I told him, yeah, I won't do it if you don't want me to do it.
Yeah.
Because I have, like, great respect for him. I didn't want to do it in any way insulting, so I just tried to do an exact impression with no comment on it, you know what I mean? And then Letterman phoned me, and he said he was okay with it, you know.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I felt better about that.
Now, when he put you on the spot like that, you know, to do the impression right in front of the man, it's got to be a little scary, huh?
Yeah, it was very scary, and because I had just done it on Saturday Night Live the week before, and when I came on, I was sure. I said, Dave's going to ask me this question. So everybody that works at the Letterman show, they all know Dave.
Yeah.
You know? So like, I know Dave, he won't ask you. So I'm like, all right. So it turns out they don't know Dave. And, you know, I, as a casual